welcome to our channel, or welcome back. My name is Monica, and today, as you guys can see by the title above, I'm going to be giving you guys a story time on a car accident that I got into. The car accident was actually July 24th, 2 days before me and GK's anniversary. And yeah, so let's get right into it. I was going to a dance class and it was around like 6 p.m. And I actually was going to dance early that day, so I decided that I wasn't gonna take the highway. I was gonna take like the long way, like the back streets with no tolls or whatever. I was like, I'm early, whatever. So I'm driving, literally just driving straight. And I found a picture online that kind of, so you guys could like visualize it, because it's kind of hard to explain. So I'm looking at the picture right now. Is why I'm looking down. And so basically, like, imagine me driving straight. Like, I'm that red car that I circled and I put me. That's me, but I'm like not ahead of that median. I'm like by the other one, like where the red arrow is pointing. Let's say I'm right there, right? So like, this is the picture you guys are looking at. I'm by this arrow. And I'm just driving up this street. I'm not here yet. I'm just driving up. And as you can see in the picture, there's two cars waiting in like the median gap. So there's a red car and there's a yellow car. And that yellow car that you see that's waiting to turn is what I got into a car accident with. So basically, imagine I'm driving straight up that road, as you guys can see in the picture, and the yellow car is waiting to turn, but he can't see because the other red car is in his way. And so the yellow car, instead of waiting until the red car goes, the yellow car decides or thinks that he has like a gap, or there's like a break and like he can go and turn or do a U-turn. I don't know what he was trying to do, but like he just goes blindly to turn, like thinking that he has a little gap, but he doesn't, because I'm right there just driving straight. So as soon as he goes, we crash. And he had no gap. I don't know where in his mind or her mind she thought that there was little space for her to go, because I didn't even have time to brake. I didn't have time to like brace for impact, because I did not see it coming at all. Like, as soon as they pulled out to turn, right there. I'm gonna pop up the picture of what my car looked like now. My car and the front of my car. So they hit me, and it's like literally like a movie. Like, I see the car accident happen in slow motion, and then I don't black out, but I don't remember ever hitting my face on the steering wheel, but I did, because the airbag blew. And there's like a smell in my car, and I've seen like videos on TikTok and stuff of like cars like blowing up right after you get into a car accident or something. So as soon as I smell that, my first instinct is to take off my seatbelt and get out of the car. So that's what I do. And I'm just standing there holding my stomach, because my stomach hurts really bad and I didn't know why. And then I'm looking around. There's nobody like near me yet. The people that hit me are literally on the curb, like on the sidewalk, and they haven't really gotten out of the car yet. So I'm just standing there, I'm looking around, holding my stomach, and then I remember that I'm on the phone, because before I left my house, I was on the phone with GK. So as soon as the crash happened, he heard everything. Me in my mind, as I just told you, like, I'm trying to take my seatbelt off and I'm smelling that. He's like, hey, like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm gonna let him tell his part, but I basically just told him to call my mom. And then I take off my seatbelt, I get out the car, and I'm just telling him, like, call my mom. Please call my mom. Like, I can't find my phone. So as I'm standing in the middle of the road, like, holding my stomach, that's when bystanders start coming out. There's a church across the street, and then on the other side is like a library. So the people come out from the church and they're like lined up on the other side of the street, but nobody's like helping me or coming, like bystander effect. And then on the other side is a library, and it's also bystander effect. Like, everybody's just staring at me. And then this older white man comes up to me. Finally, somebody comes up to me, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, like, I can't find my phone." So he's kind of helping me look for it, but we just can't find it. My phone had went flying, I guess. And then this other guy comes up to me, and he's like, I don't know if he's Puerto Rican, but he was speaking Spanish to me. And he was like, "Necesitas algo?" Like, "Necesitas usar mi teléfono?" And he's basically just like, "Do you need something? Like, what do you need? Like, do you need to use my phone?" And I was like, "Yes, like, let me use your phone." And so I used the guy's phone to call my mom, but GK had already called her, like I told him to. So I called my mom, like, "Mommy, I just got into an accident." And she's like, "But where are you?" And so I'm explaining to her where I am. She was like, "I'm coming, I'm on the way." So I hang up. That's when me and the white guy find my phone. So my phone had went flying. I had my phone case on my phone, and then on the back of my case I have like my ID. And so I literally find my ID by like the gas pedal, my phone case in the back seat, and my phone is on the passenger side, but the passenger side door won't open, which is why I couldn't find it. So I climbed over, got my phone, and it's literally cracked, like completely messed up. I'll pop a picture up right there of what my phone looked like. Found my phone, go to the sidewalk, and that's when GK pulls up, because GK was actually Uber eating or door dashing, or he was working. And so he was actually 3 minutes away from me. He has my location. So he was already on his way. He was there in like 3 minutes on the scene. He parked by the church across the street and walked over, and he just gave me a hug. I'm gonna stop there, and I'm gonna actually call GK, and like, so you guys can hear how it was for him, because he had told me like that it was actually really traumatizing for him to like obviously hear that on the phone, like your girlfriend got into an accident. So I'm gonna let you guys hear his side of the story, and then I'll continue on with what happened next. Okay, so tell them like your perspective, or like your side of when everything happened.
Well, I was Uber eating at the time, but you was on your way to practice. So we was already on the phone with each other. But I was just in the parking lot waiting for an order to come up. So I'm on my phone, and all I hear is like, and then a big ass crash. So I was like, "Babe," and she just starts crying. And then she said, "I've been in a car crash." I said, "Where you at?" And then she couldn't tell me because she was just so shocked, and she was crying. But the way she was crying was like so scary. I was like thinking about it right now is kind of crazy, because the way she was crying, like I've never heard her cry like that. But you could tell she was in pain, and the crash was like loud, and like you could tell like it was bad. But I had called her, and I was like, I didn't call her, but I was like, "Where you at?" So I checked the location, and she was like 2 minutes like down the road. So I drove real quick and made it to her. And then when I made it to her, the scene was so bad. Like traffic was backed up, and then all I hear is, "I can't find my phone." She's not even worried about it. She's worried about her phone. She can't find her phone, and all you hear is people in the back helping her. She can't find her phone. She can't find her phone. I'm like, "Hey."
That was when you were still on the car?
Yeah.
Like on the call?
Yeah.
Before you got there?
I didn't hang up until I got there. And I seen how bad it was. Y'all gonna see the picture, but y'all gonna see how really bad it was. Like, the whole front was gone.
Literally.
And Mom had been through some crashes, but not like that.
That's what I told them.
Yeah, that was like her 10th crash.
Okay, Jakarian. Put my business out there. But none of them, they were literally like I scraped the side of my car, or I hit the bumper. Like, none of them were like that.
No. None of them were. I'm saying, like, I'm exaggerating when I'm just saying I'm really trolling, but that's like really like her first car crash. Like a real car accident. Like, she just had like fender benders, but that was a crash, and it was scary. And when I seen her lip was like that.
I forgot to tell them.
Her lip was so swollen. It looked like a bee bit her, like right here, because it was like this. And then, but her stomach and her back was like hurting real bad, like for like a week like a half after that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. That day was crazy. And then the lady over there crying and stuff like that.
I haven't told him that yet.
Oh. But yeah, that was really crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Nice seeing y'all, even though we not together.
Yeah.
But, you know, on FaceTime. See y'all in my next video.
But yeah, that was his side. But I did forget to tell you guys. I told you I hit my face against the steering wheel, but I didn't tell you my lip was big. It's literally like right in the center. I'll show you guys a picture. Just like a big ass swollen piece on my lip because I hit, I don't know if it was the airbag, like when it blew it just hit my mouth, or when I hit my face on the steering wheel. My lip was big as hell. And so GK gets there. I have my phone. I found it. By now, the lady that was driving the other car, I got out the car and she was like screaming in pain. I thought she was pregnant at first because she was laying on the grass. So I told you she got on the sidewalk. And so on the sidewalk, and then there's grass, and then it was the street. So she was laying on the grass, her legs like spread open. I thought she was pregnant because she was screaming so loud. And her husband got out the car, and I was like, did you guys call the cops? They were like, yeah. And he's just helping her, like she's just screaming. There's like no blood or anything, like she's just in pain. Even though she hit me, it didn't even hit her side. But that's besides the point. The ambulance gets there really fast actually, and they take them, both of them, like they take the lady on the stretcher and her husband goes with her. I literally had no interaction with them. I didn't talk to them. Nothing. They left. And then the paramedics asked me if I wanted to go in the ambulance, like to get a checkup or whatever. My stomach hurt, but I was like, I'm not gonna pay for an ambulance. So I was like, no, I'm good. Whatever. And then GK's parents showed up because they were like conveniently, I think they were just out. So they showed up and they were just asking me like what happened and stuff. I'm just there like for support. And then the cop finally showed up and I was just like explaining to her like what happened, giving her my statement. And I don't know, we were just not like on the same page. Like she just wasn't understanding like what happened. And I was trying to explain it like the best way I could, but it was hard. Like I was in shock, but whatever. I gave my statement. My mom finally makes it because by that time there's a lot of traffic, so it took my mom a lot longer to get there. And I take this video.
I look so stupid.
And then, so the lady, the cop, whatever, she comes back. She asks me again for the story. She tells me that the car that crashed into me was a rental. And so I got the rental company's information and just like the driver exchange information and the tow truck company because my car was totaled. Like I already knew it was. And so GK's parents leave. GK leaves and I leave with my mom. And I just take everything out of my car and put it in my my mom's truck. And then I was still in shock. Like nothing really hurt yet except my stomach. My stomach immediately hurt. My lip was busted. And I just kept thinking of like, for my Grey's Anatomy fans, if you guys remember that episode with the plane crash where Christina is like, I lost my shoe. Like everybody's like, where's Derek? And like there's people like are in pain or whatever, and Christina's just like, I lost my shoe. Like she's in shock, whatever. That's how I felt with my phone, and I just kept replaying that in my head, like in the car. When my mom was driving me back home, like I was just in shock. And we make it back home, and then when we get home is when actually like everything starts hurting basically, because now my adrenaline is like a little bit down. So my wrist was like swollen. Like I had a big ball right here that I didn't even notice until I got home, and like my wrist was hurting. And then my stomach was still hurting, obviously, and my chest, not like my heart, but like right here, like where the seatbelt was, basically, like my chest was hurting. So my mom was like, let's go to the hospital, like you need to get checked up or whatever. So we ended up going to the hospital like right after we got to the house, because my mom was like, you need to go, basically. She was worried. And so we went to the hospital. This is me in the hospital. And then I remember just laying in bed, like they did the little checkups. He was like, let's just get x-rays, just make sure your wrist is good and like your like hips, because that's what was hurting. And while we were there, before we went to get the x-rays, we needed to take a pregnancy test. And so I went into the bathroom, and that's when I realized like how effed up my face was. I'll pop up a picture, because all I could feel was my lip that was swollen, obviously, in my stomach, but I had never seen myself yet. So you can see in the picture, there's like 2 little like marks on my forehead from the steering wheel, and then like my nose ring was bleeding. I also had, after I took the pregnancy test, we went and got the x-rays done, and then after that I went back into the bathroom and I seen my stomach was bruising. And so there was literally bruising all over like my waist where the seatbelt was. And then later on, a couple days after my hospital visit, right here, all of that bruising, but my x-rays came back clear. I was good on that. My car was totaled, obviously. I reached out to the rental cars company, insurance, and obviously they weren't trying to pay it, so I reached out to my company, and they covered everything basically. And then they went and battled whatever with their insurance company, with the rental people or whatever. And then like 2 months later, I think, I got a new car. It's already been about a month since I got my car. So now I'm all good. Honestly, I was recovering for like 2 weeks. I went to a little bit of therapy for my back because I was having a little bit of lower back problems, and everything was covered. It kind of sucked because it happened like right before me and GK's anniversary, and we had like plans. We still did like my thing, and we had a lot of fun. It was really different. It was something that we'd never done, but he didn't get to do his thing because the day before his thing was my accident. But everybody was just glad that I was safe, and so am I, and that was a really scary moment. I kind of had PTSD for like a week after that, like driving around in cars, like anytime anything would happen that was weird, like a car cutting somebody off or like somebody just turning in front of us, like I would tense up. Like it gave me like anxiety. And then I had got my period like the day after my accident and I was down bad, like my whole body hurt and I was going through it. I just needed space. I didn't tell anybody. Like the only people that knew were the people that I talked to every day. That was it. And nobody still really doesn't know till now, I guess. I just needed some time. But I have my new car, which you guys are gonna see soon, which is why I wanted to post this. I was like, if I'm gonna post like decorate my new car with me, which is the next video probably, I wanted to explain why I was getting a new car and just like my experience. As I'm editing this, y'all, moral of the story, make sure you wear your freaking seatbelt, because that seatbelt saved my life. I don't care if you think it's too cool to wear your seatbelt or whatever. Bruises is better than passing away in a car accident, so wear your seatbelts. So that was my story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if it was a little bit confusing. It was really kind of hard to like first remember everything because that happened a while ago, and just to try to explain it as best I could so you guys could imagine it in your heads. So let me know how that was, and if you guys want more story times. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, And make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video.